The battlefield around Myrnohrad has exploded into chaos. Ukrainian forces have launched a sudden, high-speed assault that has completely shattered Russia's defensive line. Reports describe armored breakthroughs, collapsing trenches, and Russian units abandoning positions in panic as Ukrainian troops pour through the gaps. This isn't just another frontline update. This could be the most significant turning point of the war in months. Stay locked in, because what's happening right now is shocking, fast, and absolutely critical. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most dramatic battlefield developments we've seen in a long time: the sudden and powerful Ukrainian breakthrough on the Myrnohrad front. Over the past 24 hours, multiple reports and geolocated visuals have shown Ukrainian armored units pushing forward with surprising speed, exploiting weaknesses in the Russian defensive network. This advance wasn't expected, not by analysts, not by Russian forces, and not even by some Ukrainian observers, making it even more significant. As we break this down, we'll look at how this assault began, why Russian forces collapsed so rapidly, and what this could mean for the broader strategic picture across eastern Ukraine. So sit tight, because what's unfolding near Myrnohrad may reshape the momentum of the conflict in ways that few predicted even a week ago. The breakthrough began early in the morning when Ukrainian reconnaissance drones detected gaps in Russian fortifications caused by poor coordination and recent withdrawals. Ukrainian commanders seized the moment. Within hours, mechanized infantry units were on the move, supported by artillery strikes that targeted Russian communications hubs. The precision of the attack left Russian troops struggling to regroup. Many frontline positions, previously considered stable, were overwhelmed before Russian reinforcements could even be deployed. Eyewitnesses reported Ukrainian armored vehicles advancing deeper than expected, taking advantage of confusion among Russian defenders. This wasn't just a tactical push. It was a coordinated, multi-layered operation designed to fracture the entire defensive structure. The Ukrainian strategy was clear: strike fast, strike hard, and prevent Russia from establishing a solid front line. And based on the speed of this collapse, that strategy worked with remarkable effectiveness. As Ukrainian forces advanced, Russian command centers struggled to maintain order. Communication outages, jammed frequencies, and disrupted supply routes contributed to widespread panic. Many Russian soldiers reportedly abandoned forward trenches, retreating towards secondary positions that were already under Ukrainian fire control. The domino effect was immediate. Once one segment of the line buckled, neighboring units lost cohesion, further accelerating the collapse. Ukrainian troops took advantage by pushing infantry teams into vulnerable areas, securing trenches, destroying abandoned equipment, and forcing Russian units to withdraw even faster. Analysts observing the situation noted that the Russian defenses around Myrnohrad had been overstretched for weeks, and this sudden offensive exposed those vulnerabilities in dramatic fashion. What we are witnessing is more than a simple retreat. It's a systemic failure across multiple layers of command and logistics, and the consequences may be long-lasting. With the front line collapsing, Ukrainian artillery units shifted their fire toward retreating Russian convoys. Drones provided real-time targeting, allowing Ukrainian gunners to hit moving columns with high accuracy. Several Russian vehicles, including armored carriers and ammunition trucks, were destroyed while attempting to regroup. This further disrupted Russia's ability to stabilize the situation. Meanwhile, Ukrainian engineers quickly cleared lanes through minefields, enabling additional armored units to pour into the breach. The speed at which this was done shows clear operational planning, suggesting Ukraine had been preparing for an opportunity like this for weeks. Russia attempted counter battery fire, but Ukrainian mobility and drone surveillance made it difficult for Russian gunners to find stable targets. The breakthrough widened rapidly, and by mid-afternoon, Ukrainian infantry had secured key intersections that cut off Russian supply routes, deepening the crisis on the Russian side. On the ground, Ukrainian soldiers described the advance as one of the fastest they've experienced in months. Many noted the unusually weak resistance they encountered, with some positions left completely unmanned. Captured Russian documents suggest low troop morale, poor coordination, and shortages of ammunition, factors that contributed significantly to the collapse. Ukrainian units moved cautiously but confidently, supported by constant drone overwatch. Clearing operations revealed abandoned Russian bunkers stocked with supplies, indicating how quickly the front line dissolved. Ukrainian commanders emphasized that the breakthrough was not accidental, but the result of persistent pressure and strategic timing. Their objective now is to consolidate gains, prevent Russian forces from re-establishing defensive lines, and push deeper into key terrain that could open the door to further advances in the region. This is shaping up to be a strategically meaningful moment in the conflict. The impact of this breakthrough extends beyond tactical gains. Russia's command structure faces significant pressure as reports of disorganized retreats spread. Morale issues, already present after months of grinding combat, appear to be worsening. Social media posts from Russian military bloggers show panic, frustration, and open criticism of commanders responsible for the Myrnohrad sector. Several units reportedly lost contact with higher command for hours, leading to chaotic, uncoordinated movements. This has raised concerns within Russian circles about the possibility of larger-scale collapses if Ukrainian forces maintain their momentum. Meanwhile, Ukraine is capitalizing on the psychological shock. Every regained position boosts morale among Ukrainian soldiers and civilians, strengthening the narrative that Russia's control over occupied territories is weakening. This breakthrough may not end the war, but it undeniably shifts the psychological and tactical landscape. As Ukrainian forces continue advancing, there is increasing speculation about whether they might aim to encircle Russian units still positioned near the southern edge of Myrnohrad. The terrain in this area features several narrow corridors and key roadways, making it vulnerable to isolation if Ukraine continues pushing from multiple directions. Russian forces are attempting to move reinforcements into the area, but Ukrainian drone strikes and artillery barrages make this extremely difficult. If Ukraine succeeds in cutting off these units, it could lead to one of the most significant localized defeats Russia has faced in this region all year. Ukrainian commanders have not publicly confirmed any encirclement plans, but the positioning of their forces strongly suggests that they are aiming to gain maximum advantage from the chaos currently unfolding. The next 48 hours will determine how far this breakthrough can go. International reaction to the Myrnohrad breakthrough has been swift. Analysts in multiple countries describe this as a major blow to Russian military credibility, especially given the level of defensive fortification that had been built around the area. Western observers say the breakthrough demonstrates Ukraine's improving tactical flexibility and its growing mastery of drone-assisted warfare. Several defense experts argue that Russia's inability to maintain stable command and control under pressure is becoming a systemic issue. Meanwhile, allies of Ukraine have expressed cautious optimism, emphasizing the need to maintain momentum while avoiding overextension. The global narrative is shifting once again, with many asking whether this moment could serve as a catalyst for larger territorial recoveries. As the situation continues to evolve, it's clear that the world is paying close attention to what happens next on the Myrnohrad front. Despite the dramatic progress, Ukrainian commanders remain cautious. The possibility of Russian counterattacks cannot be dismissed. Russia still has artillery assets, reserve units, and the ability to launch airstrikes aimed at slowing or stopping Ukrainian momentum. Ukrainian forces are fortifying captured positions, deploying anti-drone systems, and preparing for potential nighttime counter-assaults. The coming hours could see fierce clashes as Russia attempts to stabilize the front line. Still, the breakthrough has already achieved significant results, degrading Russian logistics, disrupting command structures, and showcasing Ukrainian operational effectiveness. Even if Russia manages to slow the advance, the psychological damage has already been done. This operation has shown that even heavily fortified lines can collapse if pressure is applied at the right moment and with the right strategy. Ukraine will now focus on turning tactical success into strategic advantage. As the dust settles on this intense day of fighting, the Ukrainian breakthrough at Myrnohrad stands out as one of the most consequential developments in recent weeks. The speed, precision, and coordination of the assault highlight Ukraine's growing battlefield capabilities and Russia's mounting structural weaknesses. What happens next could reshape the conflict's trajectory. Whether Ukraine expands its gains, Russia mounts a large counteroffensive, or the front line stabilizes in a new configuration. Whatever unfolds, we'll be here to track every major update, analyze new footage, and break down the strategic implications. If you want to stay informed with fast, accurate, and detailed coverage of military developments, make sure you don't miss what comes next. Subscribe, drop a like, and turn on notifications so you're always up to date. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next report.